Hello. Hello. So what you're gonna hear, do you hear that in the background? Why do I sound like this? That's so weird. Do you hear it? It sounds so weird. Because my air is on. Because I'm sweating like a sinner in church. It's fucking hot. No. Do you wanna... I was gonna do something before, but then I got embarrassed. 外出た瞬間終わったわ。天気はいいのに進まない。風強すぎてお亡くなりピュピュ。定期的におれば地下に潜りたいなって思いました。Ah, shit. Forgot the lyric. いやいや、と外出たら、ハトタイランド。Okay. Whatever. Okay, Okay, let's start stream. I'm very sleepy. Okay, if you haven't noticed, when I get sleepy, I get super, like, loopy. I don't know if anybody was awake last night. When I get sleepy, I get super, like, loopy. Everybody's like, you're on the Zaz. I'm like, no. No. Okay. Let's start the stream. Coni, 潜りたいなって思いました. Okay, you're gonna tell me if the volume is good. Is this what I'm doing? Yes. This is it. Hello. Okay. We start. This is unarchived, by the way. When this is done, gone. Throwing it out. Away. Gone. Out.
On March 3rd, Doomworld user Veg posted on the forums he had finished a tribute map that he'd made for Doom 2 called MyHouse.WAD.
I want to say one thing. All of these documentary people are always British.
And took it pretty hard. When I was visiting my hometown for his funeral, I connected with his parents, who shared with me some of his old belongings. Among them was a copy of an old map of his, backed up on a 3.5-inch floppy from high school. Thomas and I were into amateur Doom mapping in the early 2000s, but I had never seen this map of his prior to uncovering it on one of the floppy disks. As a way of paying tribute to him and all the great memories we have together, I took the plunge and installed Doom Builder in order to polish up his map and add a few modern amenities just for convenience sake.
Before we start more, is the volume good? Is everything okay? Volume good? Everything okay? Let me know if it can be like turned up a little or if I'm too loud. Okay. I just want to make sure before...
You are such a gremlin and I love it super clown love.
Arigato. I'm actually... It's probably... Business-wise, this is probably not a good idea. I'm gonna, like, go shoo and mute that real quick. But thank you. Thank you for the super. Business-wise, probably not the best idea. But for my brain, yeah. Thank you. Okay, let's start. Just letting you know, I probably won't talk too much. I hope that's okay. We're just, I don't know, we're just chilling. Yeah, so. But thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the members. I saw the members. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm not, missing all of it. Thank you. Let's go.
The 10-minute runtime, MyHouse.WAD, WAD being the file format for Doom maps and mods, was ready to download for anyone to play for themselves.
Making maps of your house was all the rage back in the day.
Really?
I feel like this is a pretty adorable and detailed tribute to my friend. It's a great way to share something of him with the community we loved. Miss you, Tom.
Is this real or is this a creepypasta? I can't tell.
If you're at all into Doom and its extensive modding scene,
Is it real?
then I highly recommend playing this map for yourself, completely blind. I'll put a link to the Doom World post in the
I can't
description.
tell.
It requires GZ Doom, an enhanced open source port of Doom, to run.
It's
Simply
a real
click on the
picture of a
link,
guy.
Ignore everything else in the Google Drive but the files folder, and download myhouse.pk3. .pk3.
I thought it was a creepypasta.
.wad. See, if you hit that download link in the first week of this post appearing, you would immediately
Turn
get
the video up a little
PK3
bit?
file instead of the WAD that was stated in the title of the post. This whole drive of files also appeared later.
I can
PK3
only
is
turn it
another
up a little
format
because
used
my
by
ears are
Doom
really
modders
sensitive.
that functions like a WAD, but it's essentially a zip folder, offering the benefits of a more organized file structure and also better compression. Curious then that this PK3 file is 66 megabytes.
Isn't it bigger
For
than both?
reference, this is larger than Doom 1 and 2's original
I
file
heard
size
that.
combined 4 times
Thank you.
over. This was all the knowledge I had as I downloaded the file and fired it up for myself. I'll be taking you through this map through several numbered expeditions, each one chronicling what I saw as I attempted to journey through this innocent map.
You know, I was a little surprised I was able to even run this game because I am so, like, plumb stupid that, yeah.
That's cute. So I started this journey, picking ultraviolence difficulty because, frankly, I have an ego. The first
what a
thing I
tryhard.
noticed was a discomfortingly long load time.
Really? I didn't have a very long load time.
That's not normal.
Maybe I did. I
But
don't
we're
know.
here. Classic Doom 2 opening song Running From Evil playing in the background. National anthem of Doom wads everywhere. The house is rendered adorably. Big wooden walls and windows dotted around.
Yeah, it is kind of
featuring
cute.
a spacious yard, a front
Okay, I
porch
just want to
area,
explain
and a
something
large
too.
garage.
Like, even so, so I used to. Sorry to pause. Oh, she's one of those people that pauses. Yeah, I am, because I don't want to get in his way. But I have a fear of like older looking games because when I was younger, and I explained this to my manager because my manager was like, I didn't know you were such a baby. I didn't know you were like such a big baby when it came to No, I'm not such a big baby when it comes to horror. I'm a big baby when it comes to like older game stuff because when I was younger, I used to play this game called Worlds.com, and we'll look at. I'll show you that later. I'll do something with that later if I can. I used to play that, and it horrified me from like older stuff and like big spaces, and I just have like that mental idea. Oh my god, yes, Momo, I used to play that, and there was this like scary spider guy that would follow you everywhere and try to DM you, like chat with you. It was scary. Yeah, I used to play that. So I don't know. It kind of like mentally just like scarred me from like older looking graphic stuff. I don't know. It just spooked me. I don't know. I guess I have that low res PTSD for game. I don't know. I don't know how to explain. It creeps me out. It creeps me out.
Garage, which leads into the house itself. The house is populated by demons, but this is Doom. We can handle that.
Yeah.
The main hallway leads to a
The
living
demons
room
were the
with a
comforting
TV
part.
and a tiny PlayStation 1 bringing the Doom Cute. Doom Cute being a community term for real-life objects and spaces recreated in the Doom engine. You'll see more in the attached kitchen.
Sorry, you're gonna hear me
with
drink water.
all its amenities, and to the side are various rooms. 2 bedrooms, one containing an
Move
extra
my
storage
chair.
closet, and another with an ensuite
I'll turn off.
bathroom, where you'll find the yellow keycard. Talk about a monster closet. Also upstairs is a regular bathroom and a washing or utility room, complete with a red key door. Better find the key then. Moving downstairs takes us to more demons inside a games room. But to interrupt this tour for a second, you may have noticed we did something here. This room is underneath the room upstairs. If you don't know what I mean, that might sound like nothing, but that's an impossible thing in Doom. Doom's engine takes 2-dimensional map data and makes a 3D space around it. I'm more or less simplifying here, but that means you can't have a room on top of another room in the engine. A separate story, whether upstairs or downstairs, is always in a separate space to the original floor, splintering off to another part of the building. Now, I did say this was GZ Doom.
That's kind of cool.
GZ Doom alone does not remove this limitation. It updates the technology to benefit from newer hardware and provides enhancements suited for more modern gaming sensibilities, but it more or less still has to obey the laws of Doom's reality. GZ Doom does open the possibility to some tricks to make this feat appear possible, ones not uncommon in Doom modding and games similar to Doom, but we should probably
I've never
move
played
on
Duke
already.
Nukem either.
It seems strange to talk about such a detail at such length, but if you're familiar with Doom, it's just something you might notice that'll make you pause for a moment. The innocuous map recreating a house suddenly shows serious skill with its tools, yet it does it so casually as you may not even notice. Carrying on downstairs, we have more demons, holding the fort in a closet, a boiler room, which leads to the garage, an office with some attached storage, another bedroom, complete with another closet, and lastly, another bathroom, locked with a yellow door for which we already have the key. I like the detail of putting the guy inside the shower.
I like that
you
too,
get the red
actually.
key card here, and even some health in a cupboard if you need it. Equipment is actually pretty scarce on this map, and playing on ultraviolence offers some challenge. Hence why you can see me saving ammo by punching pinkies. You might rush upstairs to the red door now, or you might look outside and notice something. There's a soul sphere. Instant 100 health boost just sitting on that thing out there. I didn't see that earlier. Did it spawn in while I was in here? You go back upstairs, grab the blue keycard from the utility room door, which seemingly should be for the front gate, which leads to the level exit. But while I could leave, I should probably grab that soul sphere first. It should be right over here. It was definitely on top of this bin or vent thing here when I looked from that window over there. Wait, why can I see monsters inside? All around inside.
You reset,
What's
buddy.
going on? Wait, that's not right.
I like the music. We need to bring back MIDI music.
The music just reset.
What?
That wasn't me, that was the game.
A what?
The level seems the same, now repopulated, but is it really?
Is it?
I don't think that it is. The keys I'm picking up are now skull keys, and now there are chain gunners in the level.
I've
There
been
weren't any
waiting to
here
watch
before.
this on stream for a
Does net
couple
me their
days.
gun though, so that's nice.
Ever since somebody
I progressed
told
through the
me,
level,
and I
noticing
couldn't wait.
differences such as seemingly functional mirrors and different item placements. You might think to just leave already, finish the level, but no.
Also, I just want to mention, I was trying. That reminds me, because you heard the Discord sound. I was trying to troubleshoot with my manager why my Discord sound was playing when I did not get a Discord notification. I was so confused. I was like, did I break my Discord? Like, what's going on? And we were trying to troubleshoot, and we are like, oh my god, this can't be. Like, you know, we have to communicate while, like, I stream, like, you know, if I'm muted. And I found out that I think it's every 10 minutes in the mod, they just play a Discord sound. So I was like, you know.
You now need the blue skull
So
key
mad.
to exit. But then the cupboard to get
I
the
was
blue
mad.
key is now a stairway to an attic. I didn't even know there was an attic to this house. But that's fine. With the blue key acquired, there's nothing else to stop me from exiting.
No, it's all gone.
The doors are gone. I'm not locked inside, I am trapped inside. This closet too has appeared, I think. It seemingly goes nowhere.
Nowhere.
I can't help but notice also the classic Doom 2 Running from Evil song. Does it sound wrong somehow?
I can't tell. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay, maybe if I look around,
Don't
there's some
know.
other way outside?
It is different. I wouldn't know.
What? This can't exist. Not just in Doom's reality, but reality's reality. The corridor
No,
takes you to
the
some
back
new
rooms
room
in a
never seen
liminal
before, featuring a
space.
fireplace and strange different decor, and a can of Pepsi that I pick up.
Pepsi. Spicy, Pepsi.
I
Like a
want
hot
pop.
lady.
But no
You
way
ever
out.
seen that video?
So I leave. The doors still aren't there. I turn back and
I want to show you before we progress. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be like a mega bitch. I have to show you one video. It's very important to me because I want to reference it more. It's really important. You have to see this. Oh. Okay. This is really important. This is very important. Spicy.
Like a hot lady. Pepsi.
Spicy.
Like a super grand dude. The people say me crazy, cause they don't even know me.
They don't know.
I live in a little town near my house, had a little restaurant. It's called
Okay.
Sucker Noodle. I
Okay.
usually go there by a Pepsi. And I only
Okay.
drink a little bit Pepsi. I can feel it. Doesn't matter where I go, it's still like the same. So I will say it over again. Cause Pepsi.
Spicy.
Like a hot
Lady. Pepsi. Spicy. Like a
super
grand do.
It's so spicy, Pepsi. So
That's all. That's all I wanted to show you. Just important. Every time I see a Pepsi, that's all I think about. Like my brain is just filled with Pepsi, spicy, like a hot lady. That's all.
this space, like some negative version
Yeah,
of the house.
that's all. That's all.
The only object of use is a milkshake. Yeah, still nothing to help me though. I come back to the house and the first door is now gone, but also when I go to the front
Covered
door,
Doko.
or where it used to be, I hear a noise now.
Yeah! Scary.
Is this always
It's
behind
the
here?
scary
I push the
part.
bookcase aside and find an odd room hidden away back here. Are those...
I'm already getting
little
kind of
trays?
scared a little.
Anyway, I guess I'll press the breaker.
Ugh. He's doing it, not me, so. Oh, there's actually something? You just turn around? Oh! Yeah, I would be scared. Ugh.
Monsters. But not the monsters that we know. Flood the dark, smoky house.
Ah! Sorry. Jeez. Yeah, I would be scared.
All corners, all transformed and looking
Whoa.
like nothing what you've seen. Clearing downstairs.
Is this supposed
of
to be a
all
fire?
Terrors. You might try to go upstairs where all the people are screaming.
Yeah.
The
There's a
house is
fire.
wreck. More creatures haunt the upstairs, but it's clear that this fire has been and gone. Amidst
Whoa.
fighting underneath an angry sky, small objects litter the upstairs that you collect. A diary of some kind, a burned out picture frame, and an old teddy bear.
Oh,
We're still not free though.
innocence lost.
We can't even go back to the attic. But how was there an attic anyway? How can we escape? There are no doors. I try every wall, hoping that they give way and fall down to let you out. Press the map button and realize there is no map. We are nowhere.
Whoa.
We can also spy the map details in the corner.
I didn't know you could open a
That's
map.
a lot of monsters. And just one secret.
Oh.
None of this counts as a secret then. You might venture back downstairs. Things look different.
Wait,
Everything
what?
is concrete now. In fact, outside looks
Whoa.
grey. Monochrome for some reason. You go into the boiler room perhaps. Wasn't there a door here that led to the garage?
Oh, garage. Doctor Who ass voice. Isn't there a garage? Oh, whoa. Cool. Whoa, it's that picture. of the liminal space.
It's at this point in my journey, I begin to feel somewhat weak. It's not just the layers and layers of concrete, the rooms on rooms that surround all sides, but as I explore around, I can't help but notice that the layout of these stone halls resemble the layout of the house.
Oh,
Sometimes
do they?
bigger,
Yeah,
sometimes smaller.
they do.
Except in here, there's at least no...
It's so stupid. Bad doggies are
There's
bad
a good dog in
doggies.
here too.
Why
He
do you get
doesn't tap
scared?
you. He does
What the
bark
fuck?
excitedly when he comes up to you, but he just sits down beside you.
Oh,
Because he's a good dog.
He's a
he
nice
didn't
guy.
startle me the first time he did this. He didn't. He's a good dog. This isn't how I found out that the bad dog dies if the good dog dies. I didn't find out at all that struggling through and killing the bad dog will kill the good dog as well either. None of these things happened. None of these things had to happen. The area is a maze of one-way doors and illogical geometry. I find a plasma gun at one point, which is appreciated, though
wow.
I'm still almost at a loss navigating this place.
The
I
plasma
feel
gun kind
curiosity
of looks like the
overtake
Doom
me,
guy's
and I
face.
throw myself into the
in a
abyss
way.
between buildings
Whoa.
and hit the bottom.
Ugh, creepy. Ugh, I don't like creep. Ew. Whoa. What is that? Exit.
Dead silence passes as I explore the staircase. A locked door in a recessed passageway.
Oh,
A mirror to the same staircase.
thank you
and
for the
then-
member.
Sky.
Oh! Sorry, I got
I
scared.
can even walk on it.
Oh, this kind of stuff creeps
There
me
are
out.
walls here, but I can walk on it.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go, though. So I try another door.
Ew. Ew. It's like Yume Nikki. Ubawa. Anata ni
We
centimeter.
return. But there's still nowhere to go here. The only thing we can do is go back downstairs and enter the concrete jungle again. I spend a long
Look, that
time
gun looks
here,
like the Doom guy's
working
face.
out precarious ledges
Am I
and
wrong?
head-hurting concepts of physical space. Eventually, after passing through hallways that don't make sense and falling so many times down into holes,
Oh, thank you for the memberships.
I find something
Am I
new.
allowed to get memberships and donuts on archive streams? I don't even know. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I'm stupid. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know. I got scared if I wasn't allowed to. This is cool.
I guess there's nowhere to go but up.
Oh, escalator. America. It's an airport. Which airport?
I don't even know what I can say anymore. I check the gate information, and I would like to go home. Yes. It says cancel,
Cancun.
but the gate's right here, so let's just get on board.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it was a plane crash, huh? Fire, plane crash. Hello. Thank you for the
So what do
super.
I... Oh no. Oh no.
Ah!
Fight through the plane, reaching
Oh.
the end and...
This sucks. Wait, you have to
Okay,
jump?
I guess.
Oh.
This isn't the same as before. The house is now seemingly abandoned,
Holy cow.
and plants have started to take over the structure. The whole place is empty wherever you look. It's sad. After all this, I feel this strange hollowness underneath me, even amidst all that's happened here. The doors are back.
I hope you
and
can't
I'm
hear all of
almost
my
hesitant
throat
to step
sounds because
through.
I get really like embarrassed because it
But
sounds like a
I
zombie
guess
pig man
we've
from
earned this.
Minecraft. No joke. It's creepy. It's gross. Take my money. I'm not doing anything! I'm not doing anything! I don't deserve the money. At least give me the money if I'm like slapping myself in the face or doing something interesting. Thank you though. Ah! Thank you. Oh! That's one of the
exit
endings,
the
yeah.
level. Don't worry about that low kill percentage. If we move on, we come into Underhalls, Doom 2's second mission. This isn't part of the mod, it's just level 2. Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever
After
was.
all that. And you should play it. You should play through all of Underhalls.
How
Get
about
that
a few
super
minutes of
shotgun
MyHouse?
and have
No.
yourself a time. Play it through to the end.
If I might play the game again, but I'd do it in actual
expecting
stream.
to go through to map 3, the Gauntlet, or Gantlet.
What's going on? Thank you for the Supas. What? I didn't do anything. Oh wait, what?
Congratulations on beating ending 1. You haven't even seen half of what's here.
Oh, we really haven't, huh? Thank you.
We need some preparation before going forward into the next section, and it's probably best we start with looking at that Google Drive. All the files are credited to one Steve Nelson, and there are a lot of extra things inside here for you to look at, including a journal text document prominently displayed for anyone to read.
Good thing
This
you still
document
cost money.
extends the
Save
thoughts
your
of the
money.
authors from that initial Doom World
At least do it when I can,
post,
like,
talking about how sad
respond.
they were that their friend
Well.
passed away, and talks about him
Thank you.
inheriting his friend's map
Thank
after the
you.
funeral from his parents.
What'd I do?
But glaringly, on this page is something else.
Do
A
I get
single
membership
word
too?
highlighted in blue.
House.
House.
House is home.
Seen this before.
Oh, puts my little hand up to my mouth. Oh, House of Leaves.
House of Leaves.
Should
is a
I read this
by
book?
Mark Z. Danielewski, released in the year 2000. The book has no small amount of reputation for its winding rabbit hole narrative.
I've
and
heard it's really good.
bizarre,
You know what I
involved
read?
structure.
You can hear it.
And
You
this
can hear it.
map, this Doom
Sorry to
mod,
pause. I read do you hear this? I read some books by Chuck Palahniuk. Chuck Palahniuk. I used to read a lot of Baudelaire poetry as well, because I liked Aku no Hana. But yeah, I read stories from Chuck Palahniuk. Do you know who Chuck Palahniuk is? He makes some really fucked up stories. Pretty cool. Yeah.
takes clear inspiration from House of Leaves. I never thought I'd ever say a sentence like that.
I need to read more, though.
I should point out I am not an expert with this book. It's been
Fight Club
deconstructed,
author, yeah.
analysed, and theory crafted about for decades, and I only finished reading it this year. In fact,
What a nerd!
2 days before this map was posted.
Oh, wow.
Is this coincidence?
It's
or
fate.
providence?
Fate.
Some of you familiar with the book may have noticed connections already.
Did I read
most
Choke? I
prominently
did read
With
Choke.
the sign at the end being a very cheeky and overt nod to the story. Navidson Realty.
It's Haunted by Chuck
Navidson is the
Palahniuk.
name
All
of
the
the family in
stories.
the book's main story, the Navidson Record, which chronicles the journey photojournalist
Yeah, I read the
Will
story about the
Navidson
pool
and his
too.
family takes when they begin to notice the space inside their house is shifting. First by being 1/4 of an inch bigger on the inside than it is the out, but then forming new
I've heard this is a
doors
super good
and
read.
rooms inside the structure, including a jet black corridor that impossibly stretches forth for miles into space that doesn't exist. I hope those not familiar can see the connection here.
Why are you giving
If
me
you're
money?
thinking about liminal spaces being an
Thank you.
inspiration too,
I feel
yeah,
bad.
keep that in mind. We'll talk about that later.
Wait.
It's
Is
worth
my
noting-
is my mic very loud? Should I turn it down? I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was so loud. I put some gain on. Staying up late, you wanna break time. Let me see. Is this good? Is this better? Quaint that.
too that the Navidson
I'm gonna
record
turn
is
this down a
actually
little,
story
sorry.
within the story of House
Sorry.
of Leaves. The Navidson record is originally written by an eccentric old recluse
I think this
named
is better.
Zampano,
Mhm.
who passes away,
Yeah.
and the story is
I'm very
discovered by a
sensitive
man
to
named
sound,
Johnny Truant.
so-
Johnny reconstructs the writing, but slowly, bit by bit, he begins to become undone, feeling his grip on reality slip. This journal takes most inspiration from those
I'm so
sections
sensitive
of
to
the book,
sound. Somebody
though
should
with
come up to me and
thankfully
scream in my
less
ears, and then I
hallucinatory
sit in a
sexual
corner and cry and
experiences.
shake.
Don't ask. But there's one other quirk of the book's formatting.
I was only
Each
giving money on days that
utterance of
end
the
in
word
Y.
House is highlighted in blue. It isn't really talked about in the book, or really ever
I get it.
explained, but it creates an uncanny emphasis on even the most innocuous of sentences.
I get it. You're not
something
slick.
that is emulated here in the Google Drive document, which we should probably return to. This is a video about a Doom mod, after all, not a book review.
Thank you, thank you.
Will return. I hope you're ready for that. The journal doesn't get as crazy as House of Leaves in content or structure, but what's written here does tie into MyHouse. To briefly summarise, Steve works for months on this map, from August 2022 until March 2023, when it's launched. There's even a note about the wrong file being uploaded, seemingly against his will. He begins an obsession
The monster
with making
did
this
it!
map that begins to sap at his energy and his sanity. He forgets making sections, loses sleep, spends more and more time in his days and nights map building. He also describes
This is
in
kinda
detail
cool, though.
some vivid dreams that he has, and the first in this struck-through paragraph might seem familiar.
I had the strangest dream last night about my childhood friend who recently passed away. We were playing Legos in his basement like we used to do as kids, and when I turned around, he was gone. The house was empty and silent. Everything was so quiet and still. I started to smell smoke and hear screams from upstairs. I ran upstairs, and when I got there, the house was just a burned frame. Smoke was getting thicker and thicker, and I could barely see or breathe. I searched for my friend, but I couldn't find him anywhere. I couldn't see anything. I started to panic and then found myself outside in the fog. I was alone, but I could hear low growls in the distance.
We could spend ages analysing the words in here, but there's much more to be done. So are we referring to elements from the journal and other features from the Google Drive as and when they are relevant? There is one last thing to look at here, though. A newspaper clipping from the photos folder of an obituary for Tom. It gives us a small look into his life and who he was before he died in his home.
He's from
at
Illinois.
age 35. He seemingly lived
Come
well.
on and feel the
Reconnected with
Illinois.
his high school crush and spoiled his pet cat. I don't know. I just thought this should be mentioned before we enter.
Why'd he cut himself off?
Expedition 2 actually consists of an amalgamation.
Not
of
gonna lie,
multiple
putting like
trips,
an ARG
jumping
story
back
into
and
a Doom
forth
mod
through
is kinda
many
cool
save
as
files
hell.
With one major aim connecting all of them. Explore
kinda
and
cool.
experiment as much as I can without looking anything up whatsoever. Everything we find, we work out for ourselves. Including this, first of all.
Oh, cool. Find
Didn't
some
realise
meat.
that was there the first
Nom, nom,
time.
nom.
If you tried to get it after the first house,
How do you
there's
like
only
your
a
steak
strange
cooked, by the way?
silhouette of where it should be, which is how I became aware of it. This would have helped slightly in the earlier areas where
Yeah,
ammo
Sufjan
is scarce,
Stevens is good.
though
Or
now it's
Sufjan
perhaps
Stevens.
less necessary because of the run-through underhauls.
Medium, rare,
Yes,
mooing,
this is still the
rare.
start of MyHouse.
If you say
even
well
after
done,
running
you're
through
basically not even a
underhauls,
person.
Getting all the health, armor,
You
and
just don't
ammunition that you
exist.
can bring back. But most important is the
You might
super
as well
shotgun.
just eat a
This
boot.
feels like intended progression. Like you're meant
Take
to do
your
at least
shoe,
one
bite a
loop
piece
of
of it.
underhauls
Same
and
thing.
back to here before finding all the game's tricks. The
If
extra
you put steak
firepower
sauce or ketchup
is
on your
needed.
steak, just
You can actually
literally
go
eat
to
a piece of
underhaul
paper
straight
and do
away,
that. You're
skipping the
wasting
second
a good
house
steak.
entirely by just leaving with the blue key
Just
card.
saying.
Certainly an
Thank you for the
efficient way
membership.
forward.
Thank you.
There isn't anything new about the first trip around the house, though I will ask how many of you noticed that there weren't any windows for the downstairs area.
like my
when
steak
looking on
rare,
the outside of the house,
like bloody
but then they
bleeding.
appear when you're on the inside.
I like meat. I'm a meat
here and ready
fanatic.
to taunt you with that soul sphere you can't get. Then of course they're back to mess with you some more when you try to go get it, and walk
Yeah.
all the way around to enter the second house, where the business all begins.
The business. The business.
Let me ask you something else. Did you notice anything change with you the first time around? Not the house, with you. Let me replay
I
you the
changed
second
my
house in
mind.
Expedition
I didn't
1.
want to play the game anymore.
Would it help if I give you a comparison between the first house?
You didn't know where to shoot. You didn't know who to shoot at.
The weapons have changed.
Wait, what?
They're still the same, but they've changed from original Doom's weapons to higher fidelity versions from Smooth Doom, adding more animation frames
never
than one
mind.
that originally
Just
had
kidding.
in 1994.
Whatever.
This happens once you enter the second house, and once the change happens, it sticks forever.
Just
Hence
kidding.
why it was still smooth on this run after Underhauls.
What
It's a
kind of
little thing you might not have
nerd
noticed
notices
your first
that?
time around, but it adds to the uncanniness. It's wrong. You feel it, but maybe you don't quite realize it. A recurring pattern in this mod. Anyway, clear the new
Smoothing
house,
sprites,
the same
I'm
as
gonna
normal,
barf.
grab the blue key, and now the doors are gone. Enter the impossible hallway, grab the Pepsi, and then enter the other
Spicy,
room to get the
spicy,
milkshake.
like a hot
Return to
lady.
the house. This is now the central anchor point. Everything in this game will come up from here.
Well done
We
with
won't be
steak
triggering
sauce,
the
try and
house
stop
fire
you.
anytime soon.
I don't
After
have
all,
to.
The game
You
tells
don't have
not
taste
to.
buds.
I think this is hinted at by the house
You
fire
got no
dream
taste
and the
buds.
journal being crossed out, but there are
Your
more
tongue might as well
blatant
be chopped out of
suggestions.
your
Using
brain,
God mode
your
or
noggin.
IDDQD,
Gone.
you'll trigger a message from the game. Ignore that first message for now. Turning it off, specifically, tells you there is no good outcome from a house fire. Going through that burned out house will lock you onto the ending that we received. However, enabling God mode gives a different message. My reflection winked at me. I covered the mirror in the attic just to be safe. Interesting. Sure enough, in the attic, that may or may not exist, is a covered mirror. We can't see ourselves, but we can see something else. A blue bauble of some kind? It's here
Christmas!
next to me, and I can't seem to get to
Christmas!
it. I wonder what I'm meant to do.
Christmas! I like
I was at the
Christmas.
bathroom, standing in front of the mirror.
Oh, that's so cool! Wait. These, like, spark notes in the thing kind of tell you what to do? That's so cool.
It was so
That's
strange
sick.
and unexpected that I threw my razor at the mirror. I was so
Whoa.
scared that I expected the mirror to shatter, but
That's
instead
cool.
it
That's really
didn't. I
cool,
was even more
actually.
surprised when I put my hand through the mirror and I could
Damn.
feel the glass. I kept
I'm
going
super
as I
loud
would
compared to the
climb
video.
all the way into the mirror.
Cut the
It was like
mic.
a tunnel. When
Cut the
I looked
mic.
back, I saw myself in the mirror.
Let me-
This time,
I'm
was
really
there.
bad
I
at
still can't
sound
believe it was
shit
just a dream.
stuff.
There's many mirrors in this house to check. Oh,
Should that-
sorry.
is that better?
The game plays a Discord notification sound
Ah,
about 10 minutes
yeah,
into the map.
every time.
I didn't want to call attention to it before, but yeah, just another way
That's
the
fine.
map kind of
Okay.
messes with you. I don't have notification sounds turned on, so can't get me.
Yeah, not
After
gonna lie,
checking all the
I
other
never have
mirrors,
notifications
in this
on
one
for anything.
bathroom, I can climb up on the sink.
At most, I have
And
like the
then-
little like. I have the notification thing, but never sounds. I hate notification sounds so much.
Welcome to the
Check
new
your
house.
Discord.
Or maybe the swag. This whole place is mirrored, and it's populated by
That's cool.
demons again, whose sounds are all reversed. A change so disconcerting that you might fail to notice that while everything is ostensibly the same as the regular
Ostensibly.
world, in this reality, the front doors have returned. You can just leave right now.
Oh, you really can
However,
leave?
doing so will take you to underhalls that...
Oh.
Wait. No, that's not...
What?
Even here?
That's cool. It's all mirrored.
The whole level. Completely flipped and populated by mirrored monsters.
That's so cool.
Beating the mirrored underhalls takes you back to the house in the mirrored world, complete with a new song rendition too. But I'd say it's wise not to do this at all, as you lose all your weapons going into the mirrored underhalls.
Oh.
There's a few other reasons for progression's sake. We should do what we came here for, though. Head up to the attic, where we saw that bauble. Christmas makes me happy too.
Yay.
It's weird seeing
What's your
through the
favorite
looking
holiday?
glass and into the normal world. More normal, anyway. Hey, is that
I
a
really
business
like
crib over
Halloween.
there? I don't recall there being one in the real world.
Christmas.
Will take that bottle?
Christmas, Halloween.
Oh, that's
I wish I could dress up like
dark.
for Halloween like a kid again.
Well, don't really know what else I'm doing, so can I go back?
My birthday.
Yes, I can.
Halloween. Halloween, Christmas. Halloween.
Huh.
Okay, I feel like Halloween is good because it's the level between like Thanksgiving to Christmas, and it's just such a good area in a year. I like it. It's time.
Huh.
Ooh.
Huh?
Huh?
This children's daycare is uncomfortable to be around? The fact the happy, cheery place is a little run down, and outside is dark and foggy. There's
Silent
a
Hill.
car parked here too. Is there someone else here?
Halloween
I
is
saw
before. Yeah, I
someone in the
know.
fog
It's
at
Halloween,
one
then
point,
Thanksgiving,
but
then Christmas.
I
It's
look
that
at my
good
footage
middle
now,
area.
And there's no one here. This is all starting to get to me, I think. Maybe most of all because I recognize the layout of this place as being the same as the house.
Oh wait,
The
yeah.
downstairs area, to be precise. There's a berserk pack on the shelf above me, which I can't reach. But if you go into one of the closets and punch the cracked wall hidden behind the door,
What?
you can get it. This might seem like a fun puzzle, but I don't know. Something about how you do all this happening here in a
Berserk.
children's daycare just
That's
plays
cool.
on my nerves. You can find a baseball and a box of crayons, but that seems to be everything. There's no
Adult
way to
coloring
pick up
books.
this
Huh?
clown costume in the cupboard anyway.
I
I
hate
walk back,
clowns.
but there doesn't appear to be a way out from
What
where
the
I
heck?
came. There's nothing here. Okay, so I guess I'll turn
I'm
around
very
and go
sleepy.
back.
Very sleepy, tired. The door. Oh! Ah! And then Snugs.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. He has so much health. Oh my god.
Yeah, you
He'll
picked
take a
hard
swing
mode,
at you if he
idiot.
gets too close. So yeah, he deserves the buckshot.
Nice
He
by
drops the key to
buckshot,
the gate.
bitch.
And there doesn't appear to be anything else here, so we'll leave.
Hmm? Oh yeah, and then you gotta go down into the water.
Okay. You know, it's interesting. In the photos folder of the Google Drive, you can see pictures of what the real house looked like.
Oh,
Yeah, remember this was based off the friend's house?
that's
In
crazy.
this particular photo, you can see the kitchen in the living room. This one shows the games room and the secret doorway that was hidden behind the bookcase. We
Wait,
won't
what?
be going there again. There's also one that seemingly shows off the impossible hallway, which makes me feel uneasy.
Is this
I
guy just
moved
really
through
good
the
at
house
Photoshop?
experimenting, by which I mean hitting U's on anything that I think looks funny, and end up accidentally turning on the kitchen sink. So I begin filling up all the other sinks in the house without any clear idea why
Who
I'm
lives
doing
in the
this
back
until I
rooms?
come to the ensuite bathroom, where I realize I've been filling up this bathtub.
All I knew
with
about this is
every
like the
sink
sinks or
filled.
something. Because
Somehow.
if you can
I
do it,
guess
then
I
you
want the
should.
duck. After hunting all sinks down, including one inside the negative house, I fill the bathtub up enough to get the duck. That's all.
Oh,
duck.
I couldn't get the duck last time.
Except when I was showing my friends this map on a Discord stream,
Hmm.
this happened when I went to get the duck.
Ew. I hate underwater. Oh,
I'm feeling unwell again. It's actually difficult to move around the flooded house. Your movement, usually so snappy and responsive in Doom, has turned difficult and sluggish as you fight against the water. Everywhere is flooded. Upstairs, downstairs, all rooms. But it doesn't look like there's anything in here.
please don't be a scary water monster. He's hesitating. I don't like it. I don't like it. What? My bathroom. I'm in the tub. Oh, it's the backrooms thing, right? I saw this in the backroom stuff. What? What? What is it? Ah! Oh, sorry. The hell? Oh, it's just like a ghost or something. Shut up! Don't laugh at me.
You might be familiar with the kind of liminal
Be
spaces
quiet.
this game has been drawing from. This
Be
place in
quiet.
particular being
Yes,
reminiscent of
yes.
Jared Pike's swimming pool
Yeah.
pieces. There have been
Liminal.
others
All the
around
spaces
too.
became
I
liminal.
don't want to point out all inspirations as not to bog down these explorations in extraneous information.
Guys, I went
If
to a
you're not
hotel and it was
familiar,
liminal.
Super iPad Wolf did a great video on liminal spaces, which is a great place to learn more. He talks about House of Leaves in it too.
I make fun of
Check
it, but I
out.
think liminal
Back
spaces look
inside
cool.
the bathhouse,
So,
you might be forgiven for thinking
I'm
you're
just
meant
a
to jump
hater.
off the side or down this hole. Doing so has us fall into the sky room of the endless staircase we saw earlier. But
Oh.
this isn't where we want to be. What we want is inside
Cool.
the bathhouse, which, by the way, resembles the house in its layout once again.
Oh.
Off to the side is a locker room that has a corridor that will take you to an impossible maze of endless showers, bathrooms, stalls, rooms upon rooms forever in nonsensical notions of
You know how
3D
the
space. But there
bathroom
is a
stuff
way
scares
forward to
Zoomers?
what we need. It actually involves double backing on yourself at one
Are
point.
you
in the
guys scared
maze
of
to reach somewhere
tripophobia
new.
stuff? Like the fear of
There is
holes?
another way if you approach the starting locker room from a certain
I think
angle
it
and
looks really
direction,
cool.
but
Like I want
only found
to
that
put
out
my
later.
hands over it.
We come out to a great
I think it looks
swimming
cool.
pool.
It's a scary monster.
I don't think I want to go in there yet.
Yeah, I know about that one.
Obviously, the fish attacks you if you go in.
I think it
and
looks
We
cool.
want to go in because there's another item there.
Oh.
So you might think
Get
to be
his
clever
ass.
and just shoot the fish bloody from the surface. Not a bad plan, but you might want to be quick when grabbing that item, which is a D20, by the way.
What? Oh, piranhas.
You can kill these, but it will take a lot of ammo to do so.
Oh, that's
and
annoying.
I recommend saving it. So take the dice, but don't leave the pool, because one of the tiles is
Oh.
actually a passage down into another maze. You have to be quick to solve this because you will eventually drown. There's a
Oh.
grate you can go up to for air, but there's also a second one, which is a trick and meant to kill you. And sorry, can we take a step back and see that we have swimming and oxygen mechanics in Doom? In Doom!
Ah, what the heck?
This is absolutely
I wouldn't know that.
crazy, but only half as crazy as this.
I definitely know what that's about. Cool.
I guess we found the garage. These
Ooh.
monsters are pinging you from across the map, and the huge distance makes me
Cool.
now see that their projectiles have some annoying homing to them.
Yeah.
I
they
want to
do.
cross this bridge, but if you
Whoa.
fall off, you go back to the sky room, and we don't want to go back to the sky room.
Damn, he messed
But
up so
once
many
you're halfway
times.
across,
I wonder how long this took him. What the hell is that?
you want to make it across, though.
What the hell are
because
those
once you manage
things?
to
Oh,
clear it-
the caco, the caco demon or whatever. But it's like his brother.
Welcome back. This is actually pretty important. We managed to get to
It's
the
his
maze
brother.
again without starting the house fire.
The
That's
Daco
good.
demon.
That feels like progress. There's several items in here to collect as well.
It's
as we
his
try
brother,
sneaking
Daco
around the
demon.
bad dog. The first being a pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin Rick?
Pumpkin Rick.
No. And after doing some
I get it. Wicked Morty. Have you heard of Wicked Morty?
Door to find a dog
Every
house
fucking
and a
time.
frisbee. There's one last item in here to get, which involves strafe running off the side to reach the top of this
Cool.
railing roof thing. This unavoidably alerts the Cerberus, but at least you can get this tuna. Kitties love tuna.
Yeah.
Tom always spoiled his kitten rotten. You know, there's a sketchbook amidst that Google Drive where you can see some
Interesting.
sketches that the journal called disturbing. There's only 3 of them in here, one being the house, which, yes, I do find disturbing now. The other being of the bad dog. Do you have more heads than usual? The final drawing, though, is just of a blue key, which I don't want to say is scary, but I can't help but keep staring
This
at it.
guy's a
longer and
pussy.
longer, like I'm beginning to see some kind of hidden meaning behind the drawing.
He's
That's
scared
not
of
the
a
house,
thing.
is it?
Haha, what a pussy.
Anyway, we move
Right?
through this
That's
as
what I'm
normal and
saying.
come out to the airport. There's not a whole lot to see here.
How can you be scared of a
You
blue
can
key
set off the metal
card?
detector.
What?
Move through all of this to get a little health bonus.
Yay.
Another car out the front as well. There's also a shop where using one of the t-shirts will give you 200% armor.
Oh, cool.
Which is very nice. Nothing really in the upstairs or with this baggage conveyor.
Oh, I love
too
this.
big to
This
fit
is
inside.
cool.
2 bathrooms, and the men's seems fine. Cleanest gents I've ever seen in my life, frankly. There's a pill bottle outside the ladies' room, though.
Whoa.
Refill needed?
I know what that
well,
means.
I guess that was one of the
I
items
know
we
what that
needed.
means.
Is there anything else here?
I get it. Ah. Oh no. Someone ate Taco Bell. Ha ha ha, get that joke. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha, hilarious. My god!
I said we needed the firepower. Now we get a full bottle of pills. Feeling fine.
Feeling fine.
And if we go back to the bathroom, it's feeling fine too. Oh, by the way, this airport, it's the house again.
Oh!
It's the house again.
Cool.
Ah, my head hurts. The airplane is the same though. There's nothing else on here. Not even in its bathrooms. So, we're jumping off.
God, I hate airplanes so much. I wanted to be a flight attendant, but I'm not tall enough to be a flight attendant, fun fact.
The house is
Fucked up.
different again. Rather than burned out and
They
abandoned,
really hate us out
it
here.
now seems like whoever
Us
lived
short
here
people can
has
never win.
moved out. It's empty. Still a little sad, but it's not dilapidated anymore.
Oh.
Which,
Ugh, creepy.
again, feels like progress. However, once we
Progress.
step out, the end plays out the same as before.
Yeah, Poco said the
Navidson
same.
Realty and straight on to
We're a bunch of
Underhall,
shorties.
asking us to go around and try again. This is a compilation of everything I was able to discover on my own. But we're going back
Whoa.
in, and this time, we're taking some help.
I'm just gonna say it. Why did they make the enemies in this a little bit caked up, like the random guys? Like, they gave them, like, pretty visible, like, chunks.
There's only so much I feel I can do by just
What were they
wandering
thinking?
around
What
by
were they
myself.
thinking?
So for the next expedition, I went and got some online help. I didn't want to just follow a walkthrough on what to do here, as it felt against the spirit of exploring this map. So I avoided the Doom wiki page for MyHouse, which has just
The
that.
cocodemon
and
guy's so
instead, I
cute.
went back to that original post on Doom World.
Why are you
I
angry? I'm
followed
always
the
angry.
whole thread of discovery
I'm always
that all
angry.
the users on Doom World undertook together.
No, I'm
when they
saying,
were finding
what
out
were they
about this map for
thinking?
themselves,
Like,
when the
AVGN.
reality of
What were
this
they thinking?
innocent-sounding level finally hit. I chronologically followed tips they left to one another, as well as just direct guidance on what to do with the game's more esoteric sequences. Really, I just want to spend a moment thanking the original pioneers inside that thread who went in and spent hours exploring all facets inside this map. Testing, experimenting, and finding all kinds of secrets and sharing them with everyone. Also, the map was released on March 3rd, but it wasn't until March 7th on the forums
Holy
that people
shit.
really started exploring this map. Like, you could maybe forgive
This is
someone
so
for thinking
cool.
that Expedition 1 was the whole level. Thank
Yeah.
you to those users who kept the fire burning and didn't let this get buried.
What the
and
hell were they
forgotten. And a
thinking?
special
That's a
thank you
shitload
to
of
the one
ass.
person who helped me find out I had my tone map settings wrong in GZ Doom. They really helped out. If not for them, we wouldn't get to see the best thing in this section. This
Kitty!
expedition is not the last, but it is where we learn our purpose. Our objective in this map is indeed to be collecting these items, but
The
not the items in the
Christmas.
burned out house. They don't count. They don't
Oh.
get added to the picture. This picture tracks what
picture.
items we have gotten, for a total
Thoughts
of
on
8 in
Eggo
all.
waffles?
You can see it at the end of the last expedition.
I don't know.
and
I
how
like
close
pancakes
I
more.
was.
I don't really
But how
like
close
frozen
was I
waffles as
really?
much.
Because in the mirror world is a separate
Here's some
picture
money. What's
with
your
a
people
different
giving me
set of
money?
items, for a grand
Thank
total
you.
of 16 items to collect across the entire
Ooh, it
map.
smells so good.
Annoyingly, I was only missing
Ooh,
two that
it
prevented me
smells
from
good.
progressing in all my attempts. One being a wedding ring that you can find in the floating garage section, where you step onto the one black tile that spawns those
I got a whiff of
weird
myself. I was like,
demon things,
that
and
smells
then make a run
good.
of faith over to this
Get
floating
up!
platform to get a wedding ring. Then you have
A
to run
wedding
back
ring?
and into the maze without falling off. And
Oh.
it's probably where I ended up reloading the most out of anywhere in this level.
That looks hard.
The other item I missed was a wine bottle in the mirror
You
world
know what I
kitchen.
smell like?
That's it. I just never
where is
saw
it?
it there. Okay then.
Where are you?
With all the items and a clear path to progress through, we have
Where's my
everything
oil?
we need to finish this map.
It's
But we're not
amber
going to do that
oil
until the final
by
expedition,
Nemat.
because there's still quite a few hidden
so good.
places left to see. For one, I can't believe I
Smells
never
good.
thought to use no clip until I saw that Doomworld thread.
If you ever get the
That's
chance,
an
go smell it.
ominous and yet familiar message. Still, who cares?
Here's money.
Look,
It's Canadian,
I
so
escaped the
obviously
house.
not real
I did
money.
it early.
Is that
I
a
can go
loony or a
anywhere.
toonie?
I can even go straight to the exit.
Yeah, that's a. Oh, it's literally the back rooms.
Yeah, if you try to go out of bounds anywhere on this map,
Oh.
you end up in the back rooms.
But thank you.
Literally. And it is the most
I'm acting like a meanie
head-hurting
bobini, but I'm
maze
actually a little
in the
nervous.
whole game. Which I guess you might expect. Worse is that while you're trying to work out how to orient yourself, you'll discover you're not alone.
Whoa. This is
There
scary.
are a few other things
Why'd
here
you lie to
which
me?
are
This is
beige
kind of
walls.
scary.
You might find a computer
Ugh.
or a poster hanging on a wall.
Hang in there,
But
baby.
really, you want the exit.
I want a
An
poster
exit
like that
I
so
could only
bad.
find with specific
I want a poster
instructions
like that
from
of
the
me.
Doomworld thread. Because, good God, navigating this
Or
place
I want a
is
poster like that
nightmare.
of you.
Endless corridors that repeat on themselves
What if it was a funny
forever.
seal?
Especially disheartening when you're being followed by an indestructible monster.
Oh, Jesus.
Through the exit, you get taken back to the endless stairway from the recessed locked door. And it's back to the house for you. Bizarrely, there is also a back rooms
Bizarrely.
to the mirrored
Ugh, creepy.
underhalls.
I don't like no clip.
Not to the regular one, just the mirrored one. It might be the same, but it might be different. I couldn't seem to find the exit to this
guy's
one.
a cheater.
Regardless, the back rooms
Cheater,
is meant to be a
cheater,
diversion anyway.
Pumpkin Rick
There's nothing
eater.
here for you. It's just a means to punish those looking to break the game.
Oh.
But it does give me the opportunity to show you something else. What if we were to die? And what if, for some reason, I did not hit reload immediately?
The
What would
hospital.
happen then?
The hospital. I've been there. I've been to the hospital. I know this secret. It's nothing new. It's nothing new to me. I know this. What is the name of the YouTube video? It's in the title. It's in the title. You were born in a hospital? That's crazy. Some people are born in a McDonald's. Some people are born in strange places. Some people are born in the bathroom of like a, I don't know, like a Walmart. No.
This is the house again.
Whoa. It is the house again, isn't it? No.
This isn't.
No. Imagine having a McDonald's worker help you give birth. That'd be absolutely insane. You'd have a good ass story to tell. All people there. The kid, the person giving birth, and the worker. And that's all that matters. Besides, the people living as well. Get in there, help them out. A lot of people have done crazier things for minimum wage. One time I was working a night shift and this woman grabbed a bunch of pills off the shelf and she was knocking over everything and she peed all down the aisle. and they tried to make me clean it, and I said nope.
You
Yeah.
can do this a single time to revive where you stand. I don't know if this serves some kind of purpose.
Some
The
people
pill
do crazy
bottle
stuff for
being there
minimum
makes
wage.
me wonder,
I'm not
but
one of them.
I have no clue myself.
I'll quit.
There are some smaller secrets too, but to see them we're going to have to go back to the Brutalist maze.
I will quit.
Fortunately, there is this.
Oh.
You can only take this once. It won't open a second time,
Oh.
but it's very useful for our run. Speaking of running, the outside walls are closer on some sides of the maze compared to others. So what would happen if I were to run off here?
Oh. Oh.
Interesting.
Cool.
But there's another room in the bigger version of the house we can
Oh,
run to
no, no.
as well.
Oh, I see. Oh,
A
the
megasphere
spirit
for
orb.
max health
I
and
mean,
armor.
megasphere.
That's cool, right? Nifty little secret. You have to fall down the endless staircase from here, though, which is where the tricky business of using
Ugh,
entrances to this
creepy.
maze
Ugh.
needs to be considered. Remember, you can only use the secret entrance and the floating garage entrance.
What is a spirit orb?
once
What is that
each.
from?
Think carefully about what you're doing now. Nothing
I don't
good
even
can
know what
come
it's
from
from.
a house fire. But these aren't the only rooms you can go into here.
Isn't it Spirit
There's
Orb
this
from the
much
Dragon
more
Ball Z?
difficult jump you can take.
Am I
It'll
stupid?
take you a few tries.
Regular Doom?
but
Was I right? Whoa. That's Spirit Bomb. Shit. Damn. It's so loud and creepy. Soul Spear. It's beautiful. It's so loud. Ugh.
This, by itself, is weird. What's weirder is going back around to the house and finding all the TVs are now switched on.
Whoa!
Even in the mirror world.
This is so cool!
Even in the hospital.
What?
I have no idea if this means or does something, but it makes me feel very small for some reason.
Me too.
Okay, I've saved the best thing till last. I hope you're ready.
Wait, what? We still got time to go. Oh, this? This? What is it? What is up?
The book has returned.
Oh?
Silence overwhelms you as you step into the impossible space
Oh.
of concrete and darkness. After the near constant noise and drones of exploring this house, this utter vacuum fills my stomach with dread.
Yeah.
It's time for one last maze. A very dark maze.
I would
I've
not
done
make
what I
it.
can for it in post to make sure it's visible on the screens I've tested, but if you still can't see, because you're watching on your phone in bed with auto brightness,
Not
or
me.
if there's sunlight
Not me.
shining on your display, I'm
Spirit orb
sorry.
is floating,
Maybe
ghost
just skip
here,
to the next
ghost. And
chapter.
Nico's fandom
I
means
now
Boo
present
Bros
to you,
Brawls.
with no
more
commentary
you know.
and only occasional
I didn't even
editing
know
for
there was a
time,
name
the
for that.
Davidson Hallway.
But good for you guys. Try to have ice and water. Sorry. I like ice. You ever crunch on ice? I don't like when it gets quiet. You can hear like everything. It's creepy. Blech. Ice crunch. Tascaru. Tascaru. Is it good? Everybody says Tascaru to everything. Like, you make me feel kind of invincible and give me like a big ego. You gotta chill out. I'm gonna get too big of an ego. I'm gonna think I run the world because I swallowed my own spit real fast and it made a silly noise. Oh. Oh. I'm trying to make a cartoon sound. Oh. How do you make a cartoon gulp noise? Oh. Oh. Whoa. Did he really like rebuild the House of Leaves in Doom? Like he really took his time to do that? That's crazy. I don't know anything about the House of Leaves, but if he like committed to doing something like that, that's crazy. There's gonna be a big space guy soon. I think. Maybe. I don't know. I have an itch. Itch. What if something just ran? Oh. So we can give you money and you run the world. No! I don't. And, oh! Whoa. What? Thank you for the member. Everything I do is Tascado? No way. And give me a big ego. It's a bad idea. Oh no! I would not do that. I would not do that. I would not do that. No. I'm gonna throw a microwave in when he does this. I don't like looking at it even. Ooh, I don't like looking at it even. Ooh, I don't like it. Ew. 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 No, I hate underwater. I'm a big old baby. Underwater stuff makes me so scared I can just puke. Ah! What? Oh, he's just drowning. Oh. Creepy. Hate it. Give me the chills. I got goosebumps. What do they call it? Goosebumps? I've heard somebody say goosebumps. Chicken skin. What else do they call it? I don't know. Willies. Oh, he got the willies. Cletus, he got the willies. Hi, Momo, thank you. Chicken skin is kind of dumb. I think it's kind of cute. I think it's kind of cute in a way. That's like something a southern mama would say. I don't know. Now, don't scare him too bad. He gets real bad chicken skin. Don't scare Hunter too bad. He gets real bad chicken skin. It gives him a little bit of a rash. Like, I don't know, it's kind of cute. Thank you for the membership again. Hunter is like the most southern kid name ever. Like, I already imagine them wearing the like camo shirt and usually a camo hat. Not Oakley's, but like the similar glasses and like sorry. Something. Cletus is also a southern name. Yeah. Pit Viper. You've heard of Hunter, get ready for Gatherer. That's the sister. Adam and Eve. The southern version of Adam and Eve, Hunter and Gatherer. It's true. This is creepy. Get out! Why is he so tiny? So tiny now. So little. Doom guy is a little caked up, isn't he? I think it's cute when he's super caked up muscle guy. So loud. Wow, that's it? But he has Gap Moe because he wants to save his bunny. You know?
We did it? To my knowledge, there's nothing to find in there. It's just a horribly tense diversion to take here in this
I'd be scared out of my mind, to be honest.
This part of the game drives my nerves on end. Even though you could argue nothing happened to me, it manages to inspire anxiety using only its strange architecture and occasional little prodding insinuations that I'm not alone in this house. I can only hope that I was able to convey that through this chapter. It borrows liberally from House of Leaves, most of the time, but to do this, to execute this labyrinth here in Doom, is nothing short of genius, I think. Now, I wish to point out that even after all we've done, all we've seen here, we still haven't managed to discover that final secret on the map screen. So then, without any further delay,
he's gonna have to jump through a billion
time to
hoops.
Finish my house.
He did it because I didn't want to do it. What? I don't even know what I just said. To be honest, I don't even know what just came out of my mouth.
We're going to go through everything in order, one at a time.
This is crazy, though.
With a few extra hidden tricks that'll help me get through this nightmare. I'm also going to be slowing down a bit, referring to the journal as we go.
Let me kick my legs up on my desk.
Something of a narrative that can be constructed from this mod that we've only been brushing past so far, as vague and fragmentary as it may be. This house may be bigger on the inside, but it feels far from empty. So, starting from when the doors disappear, we get the Pepsi and then the milkshake. There's nothing relevant about them in any of the materials, not even a Pepsi in shot of these pictures, but I noticed the deco in the Pepsi room is older, like 80s or 70s.
Yeah, I thought it was a
Pepsi
little
can
weird
itself
too.
is an older version too, so I wonder if this is a recreation of a childhood memory. I want pop. Like what you'd maybe say if your mother asked you what you wanted to drink. The milkshake room might also be a memory, rather than a horrible negative dimension. We can see in the pictures folder that the room did appear to get some renovations.
Oh!
So maybe an intense colour palette is simply what it had before. Or maybe it's depicted in monochrome because something happened that necessitated the renovations that make this an unpleasant memory.
Interesting.
The kid needs a milkshake is probably not said by a child, and it reads as a cold way that two parents might talk about their kid. The context for all of this is just my own speculation, but let's keep going and see where things end up. Uncover the mirror in the attic to be able to access the mirror world. From the bathroom, whose dream we've already covered. I kill everything in the mirror world. I don't think I have to, but I decide to just in case. In the mirror world, grab the wine bottle. Drunk buddy. Yeah, Tom and Steve did appear to be in that photo. Also,
that's a
grab
fake
the bauble,
picture.
which is referenced in this
AI.
half-asleep babbling entry of the journal. But I'd say more important is the baby bottle from the crib.
Ma,
I lay in
baby.
bed, too afraid to move, when I heard a faint ghostly cry coming from the attic. I had heard this sound before, but this time it was louder and more insistent. I got out of bed and slowly crept up the stairs to the attic, my heart pounding so
I like
hard,
the baby
I
bottle
thought it
with
would
the
burst.
carny.
As I entered the attic,
He's so
I
cute.
noticed a trail of children's toys leading out the
He is a
window.
baby.
I followed the trail, feeling a strange
He's a
compulsion
little
to do
baby.
so. The trail led me to an abandoned daycare center near the
He's
edge
so
of town.
cute.
I stayed back, afraid to enter, but I couldn't help but feel drawn to the place. I knew something was waiting for me inside. Something dark and dangerous. I took a deep breath and stepped inside. The place was dark and silent, but as I walked around I noticed the walls were covered in eerie drawings of children and babies. Then I heard the sound of a baby crying again, coming from the back of the room. I followed the sound, and when I reached the back of the room, I saw a crib with a stillborn baby inside. I
Jeez.
felt a chill run down my spine as I realized what was haunting me. The stillborn baby was the one in the attic. I backed away slowly, my heart pounding in my ears. I knew I had to leave this place, and I quickly ran out the door, never looking back.
That's
Get the baseball and the crayons. I don't know if there's any deeper mystery to them, and their associated text feels like nonsense. Adult coloring books and autographed by J.J. Hardy. J.J. Hardy is a real player, but it doesn't help us date or place this daycare, as he's been playing for about 20 years.
He just
and
felt
has
like
been
doing
part
it.
of 3 different teams across the USA.
He just made it
I
up.
mean, he was drafted in 2001, and that's also the year Shrek came out.
Oh.
That's too YouTube Theory channel for me. You might also have to deal with the blackboard that says 1984 on it. Either someone has their dates wrong, or this daycare has high expectations for these kids' reading ability. Pick up Snugs and blast away Shrek. No, I don't have any plot reason for why Shrek is here. Go back to the house,
He
and
just
it's
thought
time to
it
turn
was
on the
funny.
sinks for the water house.
I was dreaming about taking a nice hot bath. I felt myself
I wanna
sinking
take a
deeper
hot
and
bath.
deeper into the warm water until I couldn't breathe. I tried to scream, but no sound escaped my lips. I was drowning in my own bathtub. Suddenly I felt a jolt, as if I had been pulled out of the water. When I opened my eyes, I found myself in a subterranean cave, illuminated by a faint, eerie blue light. I could feel a chill in the air, and I could hear the echoing of demons in the distance. I tried to
Demons.
scream, but my voice was muffled by the darkness of the cave. I felt a chill run down my spine as I realized I was being hunted by something unseen. I heard the scraping of claws on the rocks and felt the ground shaking beneath me.
I guess the bathhouse is meant to be the cave? I don't know. Solve the maze to come to the swimming pool with the bloodfish, but not before taking this hidden backpack from this one specific locker in the hallway before. We will need the extra ammo capacity. Go boom fishing and get the D20. I don't know what significance this has, beyond Tom,
Yeah,
Steve, or maybe both, maybe once played
I don't know what I'm
D&D.
saying.
Judging by the text, it got pretty juvenile. And we make our way through to the floating garage, making numerous attempts to get the ring and leave through the exit. I could just take the secret entrance back to the maze, but I don't want to. On my winning attempt, I actually skipped over the line that spawns the enemies somehow. I reactivated it before leaving, out of pity. The wedding ring, though. There's no dream about a floating garage, nor about a specific wedding, but there is this Valentine's Day entry.
Happy Valentine's Day to the only person I ever loved. For a short time, you brought a little happiness to this painful existence called life. I hope we can be together again one day.
Thank you.
In the meantime, I'll keep looking for that other someone who can be the ray of light in my life that you turned out to be.
Boy, Steve's had it rough through the years.
Yeah, he's got a hard
Into
life.
the Brutalist maze now, where I have very little to add, honestly. I wonder if the bad dog appearing in the bigger version of the maze maybe represents a fear of dogs when Tom was a small child. Is that why he went to having a cat instead? Hard to say, but that's the best I've got for you. I've nothing more to add to the frisbee, the cat
I like that
food,
it's
and
not all
that
solved.
stupid
Like, you can
pumpkin.
come up
By
with
the
your own
way,
idea.
The room where you get the plasma rifle only opens if you picked up the blue key in the first house. Something someone may have missed if they wanted that soul sphere.
cool.
I also included this earlier, but if you look around, you might find this guy. You can't attack him. I don't know what his deal is,
He's
but
just
the rooms
creepy.
around sort of reminds me of the back rooms, right? Is that the skin stealer? I unplugged the TV room again, hoping this would trigger something new and not seen before, but alas it did not. Dropping down into the abyss and through the staircase into the house again, we can actually see we have all the items in the normal world now, which does unlock where to go next. But we're still missing 2 from the Mirror World paintings, so let's square those away first. Go through the secret tunnel and into the airport. I also have little to add here, besides the undercurrent of psychosis that someone may be suffering from. Fun fact, the empty pill bottle is not an item you need to progress. Not from here or the hospital. It doesn't get added to the picture frame. Red herring then? Or a narrative device to connect these 2 locations? Once again, I don't know. Actually, one thing you can do here, if you position yourself just right in the bathroom, so that the blood covers everywhere except the entrance...
Oh,
Amen to that.
BFG,
Okay, let's
is
just
that
clear up
big
and board our plane
fucking
already.
gun? Big fucking
I was
gun.
on an airplane.
That's what
I
it's
was
called.
the only passenger, I looked out the window to see the ground below and noticed that the terrain was unfamiliar. I had no idea where I was or where I was going. Suddenly the plane started to shake violently, and I heard a loud noise coming from the engine. In the distance, I could see a huge storm cloud coming towards me. I tried to communicate with the pilot, but I couldn't hear him over the sound
Yes,
of the
sir.
engine. I began to dive, and suddenly I felt a huge jolt. I looked out the window again and saw that the plane was heading for some kind of structure. I closed my eyes and felt the plane crash. I felt the impact and heard the screams and cries from the people around me. I then woke up, my heart pounding and my body drenched in sweat.
Congratulations, we've finally caught up. The house is now just the same as it ever was, showing we finally did it. Except that
Same
flower
as it
painting
ever was.
now
Same
isn't.
as it ever was.
What an interesting
Same
picture.
as it ever was.
And the doors are back.
Letting the
you could
days go
leave,
by,
which at this point would be silly.
Don't leave.
Why would we do that when we can take this rabbit hole as far as we can go?
Once in a lifetime. Yeah. Oh,
Before
nice.
you ask, no, this doesn't open until you get all the items.
Okay.
Somewhere new.
What the
At
heck?
long last.
This is where I live.
Nowhere to go but the road, I suppose.
I live here.
The long, winding
How do you feel
road.
about that?
What's that over there?
Am I hydrated? I drink all my water.
This song. Of course.
Oh,
And
it's
this
that.
crashed car seems to
Oh,
lead to an
the
American gas
mysterious
station.
song.
Got a good feeling about this.
Shell Station. Hell. Huh. I like that. That was cheeky.
This music too. Reminds me of a brawl I had once.
A
Inside
brawl?
the store you can find the final item.
This guy is so
an
British,
Atari
it's crazy.
2600
I had a
controller.
little brawl at a
There's
pub,
not
yeah.
much else here to see. A bus stop and a lit up sign. So the only thing we can do now is follow this trail of blood to this last room.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh.
God. Please don't tell me that store was the house again. You know what? It's fine. Because now we have all the items. And now the mirror
No, I've
world
never
painting
been in a
has
bar
something to
fight, and I
show
think
us as
anybody who
well.
fights in a bar is stupid.
Very interesting.
Because you can end up
So
really
we
hurt,
leave,
or end
and
up
sure
really
enough,
hurting
the
somebody.
fence
and it's
opens
not
in the
worth it.
same if mirrored
Very
place.
stupid.
And in we go.
It's not worth it. Don't
It's
do
a
it.
long road back to the station, and you could miss it, being the map is
What's
flipped
the
around.
use of hurting
because
somebody
the car
really
isn't
bad
here
or
anymore.
getting hurt really
There's a
bad for
tiny
something
torch instead.
stupid?
But it leads to
Nothing.
the gas station all the same.
Hell. No, this evil thing happened.
Maybe not all the same. I try and poke around a bit, and there is a rocket launcher in the storeroom. Oh, very nice. Why am I being given a rocket launcher? There's no way
Blast
past the
outta
tape
here.
into the rest of the store or into the
There's
house
gonna
bathroom.
be a big ass monster.
So we'll
right?
go where we need to. Sure enough, standing out by the sign, we can see the smoke above the trees. And hidden between all of them is a little camp area. You can actually go here in the regular world, but there's nothing here. Meanwhile, we have some carving on the tree. S plus A. What the?
Sarah and
Get out of here!
Alex.
No!
I made that up.
What the hell?
What the hell? We're on Castaway, the guy with the coconut. What the heck?
I can't go back. Huh? Wait. What is that?
There was a volleyball. Damn it. Damn it. Oh my gosh, it was all a elaborate thing. Ugh, this is creepy to me. Ugh. It was all fake. They were watching you and they were making fun of you and all the mistakes you made. It was broadcast on TV and they were laughing at you. Cut. Cut Take one for my house. Cut. Wrap it up here, folks.
Congratulations on achieving ending 2. No, really, this is an ending. You might have some questions.
That was just
but
ending 2?
fortunately, there's another dream to tell you about.
What?
February 26, 2023. I can no longer tell what elements of this map are my friends, which are mine, and what the map has created. I am no longer
Also,
afraid
thank
that
you
the
to
map
the
is
members
creating
and
itself.
supers that I
It
missed.
needs
I'm
me
very
as much
sorry.
as
I'm
I
very
need it,
sleepy.
which reminds me of a dream I had the other night. I'm not sleeping much.
Yeah, I
recall
changed
this
the
one was
brightness
driving
with the
cloudy.
video. That was a
standing on
mistake.
beach,
That was a
staring
mistake.
out at the
I thought it would
placid
look nice.
water,
That was a
the
mistake.
ocean stretching out as far as the eye could see. Seagulls cawed
My
overhead,
bad.
and the gentle caress of water lapped the sand in front of me. I dipped my toes into the water.
Oops.
At least I tried. There was no water, no ocean. It was an illusion. I
Oh.
realized everything around me was fake.
Oh, thank you for the
trees,
membership.
birds,
Thank
the
you.
sand, it was all a one-act play, and I was Willy Loman. A damn
I'm sorry,
fool
it's
who
so
believed in
bright.
something greater.
I bet you're laying in
But
bed
was
on
there
your phone
happiness to be
watching this.
found?
Yeah, I know. I can
wanted
see. I
to
can
set
see.
only
You're
to
laying
find
in bed
myself
on your
staring
phone
into
watching this.
oblivion. It was
You have
the
your
end of time
headphones in,
itself.
and you're like,
No
ah,
joy, no
it's so
misery,
bright.
no
I know.
sadness, only
Sorry.
emptiness. Men of faith tell us the
Sorry.
afterlife is for eternity.
Did I get you? You're
Is
on
it
your
possible
phone?
to keep your
Yeah?
sanity for eternity? A day passes in the void, a month, a
Yeah?
year, 2, 5,
How did
10.
you know?
Is this an
I
eternity?
just know.
20 years,
I just
100
know.
years, 1,000 years. I've sat in this
No.
room for a million years now, entertaining the
No.
same thoughts, pondering the same questions, and
Get out
ruminating
of
on
my
every
head.
mistake in my life. Anguishing over the centuries. A million years now. Double that. Now double it again. I'm still nowhere close to the end of eternity.
Wow.
I pray for death, but it never comes. Just me and my thoughts and my mistakes.
I have
and my
no mouth and I
insecurities
must
and
scream
my regrets
reference.
and my loneliness. Somewhere in another dream, the version of myself that winked back is sitting on the real beach, happy and content.
Not as bright
knowing
as
that
your
life
smile.
Is finite, there is no afterlife, and happiness is found in the small things around us that we
Thank
can
you.
control.
There's like a little ding,
Happiness
like my
has to
shiny
be
teeth in me.
fought
Ding,
for.
ding. Thank you.
Time to fight for your happy ending. Once you lower the entrance to the fake beach, it's time to get running. Escape from the shadowy archvile, who is basically unkillable. You can stun them pretty easily, but it's easier to just run and never stop. They will teleport and chase you,
That's horrible.
even into the mirror house.
I'm gonna
where
be
they'll
honest
start
with you, I
resurrecting
would
the
have
dead
been
monsters,
very
so we're
scared
going to
of
have
this.
to flee to the regular world pronto,
Get in
which
there.
is now repopulated too, and has archviles as well. But fortunately normal ones that we can kill by carefully peeking in and out of sight of their attacks. I probably should have just BFG'd them, but I felt proud when I
Big
did it,
forking gun.
until I saw
Big
outside.
frelling gun. The cacodemons.
It's worse when you open the door.
Is it? Well, he made the mistake of playing on hard. Us easy moders have it good, honestly. Wow. I like these noises a lot. I don't know.
Ow. Before we leave, go back up to the attic and look into the mirror. The shadowy archvile has taken the spot where the Christmas bauble used to be.
He took over Christmas. His
How
name is Krampus.
Ominous. Getting out of the house is tricky. I like to do a lap around the house
This
to get
would be
them
easy for me
infighting
'cause-
and thin their
'cause
number a
I'm
little.
good.
I also want to stock up slightly with these items, but
For me,
not really
simple.
fight them.
For him, might be a
Our
little
battle
tricky.
isn't here. We need to hit
We're
the
not
road
the
again,
same.
which, by the way, has one last dream to mention.
Oh.
I was driving along a road in the
Let's
woods
see.
when all of a sudden my car veered off the road and crashed into a tree. I woke up to find myself in the driver's seat with an injured and bleeding leg. My head was spinning and I felt disoriented. I dragged myself out of the car and hobbled my way through the woods in hopes of finding help. My leg was in agony and I felt like I was going to faint. Through the trees, I saw the lights from a lonely gas station. I was relieved to find it open, but then I realized there was nobody there. I had no idea where everybody had gone. As I was standing there, I heard some strange noises coming from the woods around me. I was too scared to investigate, so I just stood there, feeling scared and alone. Suddenly, I heard a car in the distance, and I limped towards it. Thank goodness. It was a taxi driver who was able to take me to the hospital. I eventually
it was,
woke up in a cold sweat, not sure if I was relieved
Robert
or
De Niro.
disappointed that it was just a dream.
And with that, There's only one last fight left for us. The gas station is surrounded by monsters from all sides, and a spider mastermind sitting atop the courtyard roof. It's a tough fight, but happiness has to be fought for.
We gotta fight for our happiness. He made this cool as heck. Get him! Thank you for the super. He was a super trooper. The song is really good.
Hold on a second, guys. I just need a quick break.
Sludgy. Sludgy.
Oh, very nice.
This documentary, not documentary, what is it? Essay video? This rocks. Get him! We gotta fight for happiness, that's what he said. Come on. It's over. You won. You saved the world. Yes, you did. You saved the world. Did you know he saved the world? The dude who saved the world. A secret is revealed. Happiness and the dog.
Is the true ending.
The
The
dog.
one secret finally discovered to
Pet
tell you
him.
that this is the end.
You can
This
pet the
beach is
dog.
real. Actual peace is here for you. And if the
This
dog
is
in the maze survives,
crazy.
then they join you on this beach as well. To cap everything off, the nightmare is finally over.
No more.
You've completed MyHouse and can relax knowing there's nothing else
Yay.
left to see.
We're so happy. We are so back. We are so back.
Well, actually,
It's so over.
what if you collected all the items, unlocking the secret passage in the yard, but then burn the house down anyway?
What? No!
What if you fought your way through the burned
We
out
gotta
house
have
again?
happiness.
The brutalist maze, went through the airport that has no plane, but you still fall back down into the now destroyed house? What if you did all of that, left the house, and then opened the fence passage?
It's gone. Dude, there's as many different, like, things you can do as, like, Undertale. There's so many, like... What am I talking about? I don't know. Finish the sentence for me.
This isn't an ending, but
What?
it is a little secret for you. My phone couldn't read this QR code, but fortunately,
heck?
someone very kind and clever in the Doomworld forums transcribed the code into something readable, which takes you to a new hidden photo in that Google Drive. An obituary for Steve Nelson. Steve died on the exact same day that Tom died, August 3rd, 2022.
Where did they die from?
What does this mean? Does it mean that Stephen's spirit made this Doom map as his last connection to the outside world? Is
so
this meant to be some metatextual statement on the death of the author? I don't have a sole definitive answer, and I'm not sure
Give me a
one really
theory.
exists for me. But this does open up some interesting rabbit holes. Was it actually Steve who wrote the journal?
I wrote
Rereading the
it.
journal after discovering this, it suddenly struck me how rarely names are used, instead using my childhood friend or just my friend when referring to who I presume to be Tom. It's only in February 2023 where Thomas is finally named and positively identified as the person who started the map on the floppy disk, which I guess the forum post also confirmed. Steve isn't named anywhere in here, which might support the idea that he's the one writing it. At first, though, I wondered if the vagueness of the journal meant there was a third person who wrote it. Who would that be?
Me.
A, of
Oh.
course. The journal mentions the love of their life, and the obituary confirms Steve did indeed tie the knot at some point. The journal implies that their love is no longer with them, too. Could the journal be by A, talking about Steve? This might be an answer for those wanting to reject an ethereal origin for this mod. However, this is leaving out an important detail from the obituary. Steve is survived only by his closest relatives, and not by any spouse. So either they had separated, or their partner had already passed away. You might be able to see where I'm going here. I think A might be Tom. His last name is Allard, A for Allard perhaps. If they were close, even as friends, it wouldn't be hard to see them having nicknames for one another. The obituaries further support this too. The fact that both of them married their old school crushes, and that they went to the same high school. The fact Thomas moved back to the same town to be with the person they married. Tom too is also not survived by a spouse, despite being married.
It is June,
and the
isn't
fact they're both sharing a celebration of life and funeral service at the same place, date, and time. So, yeah, I think they're together. The obituaries don't mention how either died, merely that Stephen passed away and that Thomas died in his home. I've heard there's an entire lexicon of euphemisms that obituaries use to talk about the recently deceased, but I don't know if I'm privy to such things. Anything I could derive, further than I already have, would merely be a baseless assumption, from here or in the map. But you might wonder then what this whole mod was about. If at the end our big twist was our author too was dead, and this was a tribute made for romantic love rather than just friendship, well, I'm sure I don't need to point out the signs of a potentially difficult childhood
making like this fucked up crazy mod because I love
material.
someone.
It's hard to know exactly who owns what here. However,
God.
I'd say some things feel particular to Stephen. For instance, there's the hospital. Thomas still has all of his close relatives together, but Stephen apparently lost his father sometime before his death. So, are we reliving his father's death here? No idea why he died, though I remember the pill bottle. Curious. His mother also has 3 different last names mentioned within the obituary, which might imply a difficult upbringing for the boy. The level itself is full of moments that could represent other events or memories, but I'd like to repeat one last bit from the journal instead. For a short time, you brought a little happiness to this painful existence called life. That's my read on things. A tribute to a difficult life which love briefly illuminated, made from beyond the grave by a grieving partner's cursed soul. You might disagree. It's intentionally vague, and I think its opaque and confusing
they just wanted
nature
to show it off in a
the
Doom
point
mod.
to illustrate trauma.
Probably
so why not
the
play
coolest
it for
way to
yourself?
show it off.
Explore its many corners, read these documents,
Let's go.
and see what conclusions you draw. Maybe the airport is Tom coming back home to Illinois. Maybe the frisbee is Stephen's love of frisbee golf. For me, though, it's interesting this all started with sharing a house on a floppy disk. When 2 people begin to share a house, when one moves in with another, what do each of them
That guy's teeth are
bring
so
into
uncanny.
it?
I just want to say it. He has teeth like the medic from TF2. Crazy.
If I had $1 for every time a horror game revealed itself to be a gay love story at the end, I'd have $2. And my local bakery still wouldn't accept them for a sausage roll. Some of you may be wondering about the account of Veg on Doomworld, and it may shock you to know that Veg is a real user. Real in the sense that this account has been open since 2004, then seemingly left in 2006, before coming back in September of 2022. Their posts and updates on Doomworld mirror what's said in the journal perfectly, with dates lining up and everything. Veg never dropped their character, even for a second. I can say character now, right? We all understand the healthy lines between fiction and reality,
This actually
correct?
happened.
There is actually a bit of, to use a technical term, hoo-ha in the forums about the identity of the author.
Yes, sir,
or
hoorah.
authors, where the clues have been
Sir,
left in
yes, sir,
places like
hoorah.
anagrams or even in the thread itself. However, to be totally blunt, I don't care to chase up on such things. Either the creators come forward, or they don't. What matters to me is the time I had playing this. I did not expect one of my favourite gaming experiences of 2023 to be a Doom map. Playing through MyHouse has been like I've had a spell cast on me, utterly entrancing me and convincing me to keep playing, keep
so
digging into
cool.
its secrets. I've spent hours
I wonder if
in
there's
this
a
little
lot more
map
secrets
of 10 minutes
to
of
find out.
playtime, and longer still just thinking about it.
Do you think they're still
Not
finding
only
more
the
secrets?
details of its narrative, but how genius its design is. A lot of this has already been discussed at length by people inside the Doom World thread, which I highly recommend you read for yourself. Those people in
I'm
there know
currently
Doom
at
much better than
MyHouse.
I do. But I want to bounce off the pages and pages of discussion that's already there and say how incredible it is that this feels like a full Doom horror map rather than just a horror mod that
Horror!
happens to
See?
run in Doom.
Horror!
All elements of its design are
It is
rooted in
scary.
rules very familiar to
See?
fans of Doom 1 and 2.
It is.
Solving mazes, running past lines which trigger new things in the map, such as opening new passageways, even the
They'll make
effect
fun
of
of
running
me.
in circles around
But it
a
is
map,
said. It must be
collecting
said.
keys to open doors, or in this case,
must be
making the
said.
door appear once again. This is the language of Doom, and this mod takes it and twists the familiar words to be understandable but also terrifying. It is
This
that
is cool as
uncanniness
hell.
that stems from that familiarity that makes it work so well with the presentation of the entire game. One thing I haven't mentioned that's inside the Google Drive is the actual MyHouse.wad.
Why
A
is he
much
filming that
smaller
from his
map, but
phone?
if you play, it's just a basic
You think
loop of the
about that?
regular
Why is he
house.
filming that from his
Or
phone?
the first house, I suppose.
And not
No
just, like,
weirdness,
recording his
and
screen.
even beating underhalls takes you forward to the gantlet. Although there is
Thoughts?
actually one key difference. You're a different height. Actually, it'd be more accurate to say that in the
Aesthetic,
PK3 version of the
cinematography.
game,
Okay.
you're taller. The WAD doesn't change your height from the default. You might not notice it in the context of the house.
He's
you
a
feel
short
at
king.
a regular human height for these objects.
I love
Maybe the
short
reason why
kings.
this
I love
change
short
was
kings.
made. But you don't end at the house, do you? You're still a different height when you go through underhalls. Given how many times a Doom player may have gone through underhalls over
My
the years,
height?
especially
No,
a
I'm big.
community dedicated to
I'm
Doom,
big.
that uncomfortable feeling of something not being right might be hard to shake and even harder to pin down. I didn't even know where else to mention this, but is it any coincidence
I have
that
a
the
big
game
vertical leap.
takes you into underhalls? An early Doom 2 level featuring a house.
I'm a
There's
monster at
nothing
the
off
vertical
about
leap.
it, but after going through all you saw in Expedition 1, can you really feel for sure
I'm too tired for
that
you to
that
mess
is the
with me.
case?
Try harder.
Everything about this
Try
map
harder.
works to get itself under the skin by being just a little bit off. That subtle change of the player height, the weapons animations swapping out.
4 foot.
playing
I'm
with
4
the
foot 3.
music
Thank you
that
very
people
much.
expect to hear in these
Thank you very
maps.
much.
Even
Get
the
it right.
doors. How iconic is the Doom door opening sound? And this game even manages to flip
That's
that
the door
on
opening
its head.
sound.
It takes the ultimate familiar and reliable space that is
Man, this
Doom
would've hit harder
and
if it was
creates
familiar
points
to
of
me. I'm such a
alienation to
noob.
remove feelings of security
I'm such a
when playing
noob.
it. Playing a simple
Also,
mod
thank you for the
based on
member.
a player's house. Even if you've never played classic Doom before, I think this can have an effect on you. After all, you do one loop of the house before anything weird happens, and then your loops to grab keys become wider and stretch into the impossible. Then there's also the extraneous references in the game. Shrek, the backrooms, and the many inspirations from the liminal space
We're
online
gonna look back
movement.
at this and be
Some of
like,
you may have
that
rolled
was
your eyes
so
when you saw them, but what if I
2023.
told you they were actually very smart? See,
Huh?
Doom has had maps and mods made for a very long time,
Whoa.
and in a manner not dissimilar to how online communities in these horror spaces continue to make their own spins on the core elements of their chosen movement. Multiple online versions of the backrooms and liminal spaces exist, with all kinds of ways to experience them, from art to video to game. Shrek, existing in here, as crazy and pretentious as this will sound, draws a connection between these movements and Doom modding. He is a meme. He's everywhere. Has been for an ungodly amount of time.
I know.
And chances are, if a new meme or online movement comes along, Shrek will be put inside it at some point. But
Yeah.
Doom modders have been putting personal Easter eggs inside their maps for years. It's never been uncommon to see something out of place in someone's map. something that probably meant something to the map author. It's a small
Was
piece
that
of
Homer?
personal expression, not unlike someone putting Shrek inside their horror work. It might sound like I'm stretching, but when you see Shrek, you know it's artificial. Your mind immediately knows that what you're playing is constructed, and you'll think of the author, something that this map is asking you to do constantly. Okay, I might be focusing a bit too much on this, but bear with me for this last point. What I like most about this connection is that it feels like a celebration of Doom modding.
My booty is on the
Doom
seat.
turns 30 years old, and 30
He's
years
an old
on,
man.
this game is still
He's an
getting
old-ass
community
man.
support, and the set rules of this game are still changing in radical ways people never
30
thought
years
of.
old? He's
But
so
it's also
old.
adapting, changing
He's
with
so old.
times.
He's 30?
Even amidst all the
He's
changes in
old.
gaming,
He's so
technology,
old.
and even the wider cultural and political landscape, there has always been Doom
No,
modding
it's not
happening
that old.
alongside
What are you
it.
talking
And
about?
while
It's
being
not that old.
influenced by what's happening around it, it's never been slowed or discarded or abandoned. Doom can adapt
not that
itself to
old.
these modern
That's
internet
young.
trends
What are you
like
talking
putting on
about?
a new
That's very
glove
young.
and still make an impact when it does so. Doom can be anything, from the simplest shooter maps to
No.
strange new experiences
Personally,
that people haven't seen
I think you
before.
actually get
In
old
the
when you're like
truest sense of
60.
the word, this map shows that Doom really is
I think like old is like when
eternal.
you're 60.
There's one more detail from the journal I'd like to close on. It's a flimsy observation, but bear
Like,
with me anyway.
legitimately.
In the text are 3 numbers highlighted in red. In order, they are 2, 3, 1.
Oh.
I don't see any connections between the journal entries they are attached to, and the number means nothing in the context of the map. So I googled Doom 231 and found a music track from OC Remix.
Cool.
OC Remix numbers its tracks sequentially. So the fact it's a Doom song specifically at number 231 feels
thank
like
you for
a
the
pretty
membership, thank you.
extraordinary coincidence. The song itself is a remix of Sign of Evil from Doom 1, and I can't help but think when listening to it that it may have been an inspiration for
I'm
the
very
creation of the whole map.
2, 3,
Even
1.
if I'm wrong, and it wasn't that big an
It's
inspiration,
nice.
it's a nice song anyway.
Yeah, it is
Really
nice.
makes me feel happy.
Where's the lore behind Pumpkin Rick? I don't know. Is that really the end? Oh, credits. I don't really care about the credits. I don't care much about the credits. We can listen to Doom 231. Oh, sorry. You can see my messed up eyes. Chotomati. 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 Sorry, my eyes get a little messed up here. We can listen to this. There we go. That was pretty good. I like that. Pretty good, actually. What'd you think about it? Very interesting. I really like that the Easter eggs and how to complete the story were in like the notes in the story. That was really cool. That was a lot cooler than I thought, too. I don't think I would have been able to beat it, possibly. Wait. Let me read. ARG theory. Stephen was mentally unwell, hallucinating, delusional about demons, and so he burned the building, accident flooded the bith, and caused an electrical fire? I mean, I feel like there's a billion ways to think about it, right? There's probably... I don't know. There's probably a lot of ways to think about it. I don't know what to think. But I think that was pretty cool. How about Lawnmower MyHouse speedrun? I've seen the speedrun. I actually want to play the Lawnmower MyHouse. So I might play that at some point just for funsies. Yeah. But that was really cool. I had a lot of people go like, "Oh, you should watch the video if you can." And I got really excited. I wanted to watch the video on stream. I was planning on falling asleep to the video, and no, I felt like I just wanted to watch it on stream. Yeah. Thank you so much everyone for coming too. I had a lot of fun. Sorry I'm getting so sleepy. But I've streamed every day this week. I felt a little bad because I feel like I obviously in collabs you do, but I totally ignored the chat and I never said thank you to people and stuff from yesterday. So if I didn't say thank you, just know thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I'm very sleepy. I hope you had a good time though. I hope it was fun. Have a nice night. Have a good morning. Get your butt to work. Get your butt to wherever you need to go. Get your butt to playing on the PC. But mostly sleep if you need it. Okay. Good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna play Memories Broken. I've even forgotten my name. Yeah. Good night. See you tomorrow. Bye.